It's one of the reasons for casting James McAvoy, and it's one of the reasons I'm sure he did the part, is that because it plays with his appeal, which initially is very trustworthy. You know, he's a great guy, he's very smart, very successful, he's in the position as a storyteller and a narrator, a guide through the film, and yet once the film begins to unravel, you wonder whether he was the guy you should have backed. And then there's Vincent Cassel, who starts off as a kind of classic French gangster. He's brilliant at playing them. He's played them before. Again, you're taking the image of Vincent Cassel and you play with it, because his trajectory is, by the end of the film, you've got a guy in his 40s who's like a lovelorn teenager who, at the prospect of love late in life, appears for him and he doesn't know what to do with it. And then there's the Rosario Dawson character, Elizabeth Lamb, who's a professional hypnotherapist from Harley Street in London. And she appears to be that at first. And yet, as her story unravels, as she begins to reveal it to you, you realise that she's more like a femme fatale. You know, she uses her beauty, her sexuality, her allure to seduce the men and to manipulate them as she wants them. And yet, beyond that, there's another side to her story as well, which is to do with damage and emotional hurt, and about her recovering herself, remembering herself, you know, being her own person, not running away from these threats they are to her, but winning on her own terms. And so it's a lovely, multi-layered sweet box, really, which is all designed to lure you in, and then you have to contribute to the puzzle of the film, to try and unravel the puzzle. It's a puzzle of the character's own making, and they are trying to solve it, and you're gradually introduced to that. But that's a kind of midpoint in the film, really, in a way. Initially, the film, this is something we try and do with all our films, was that we want them to burst into the room. The film doesn't kind of gently creep in, it kind of it's thrown at you straight away. It's a big, brash, personality-filled film, you know, and it's like it's doing a lot of work for you, filling that huge canvas with all these elements, and then gradually you're lured into picking up the clues, and you begin to work on the film. And by the end of the film, I think despite how dark it is, it's a kind of date movie, really, because it's a classic date movie, because there's so much to talk about afterwards, about what you follow, what you didn't follow. And there's this theory that women are better at it than men. So I'd love people to test that out themselves on their date movie, really, and see who can roll with the puzzle of the film, and who's more like, oh, trying to kind of, well, no, it's confusing me now, and it's like, you know, but that's the delight of the film, is that you go on that journey with it.